You ever wake up to a story and think, this sounds too quiet, too ordinary, only to find it hides something much darker? That's the weird thing about small Irish towns. They're peaceful, familiar, full of faces you know. But when something bad happens, it doesn't just hit hard, it echoes. And that's what happened today. Outside Ardara, a small little town in County Donegal. It was just after 3:50 in the morning, when neighbors were tucked under blankets, and the only sound was maybe an early bird, dog bark, or the wind of the hills. Somewhere in that quiet, something went horrible wrong at a home just outside town. By the time anyone knew, guards and emergency services were already on the scene. But this wasn't a call about a door stuck or a cat up a tree. This was something much heavier. They arrived to find a man in his 60s, a local figure, later described as as well respected in the community, lying there, and sadly he was beyond help. He was pronounced dead right there at the home. Let's pause there for a second, because that's the weird twist of tragedy in small Ireland. You don't expect a fatal assault at 4 in the morning in a place known more for rugged landscapes and quiet pubs than violence. Yet, there it was. The victim hasn't been publicly named by official guard statements yet, while formal notifications are made, echoing the respect and caution that these investigations always demand. But local reports from the Sun and Independent have since identified him as Stephen McCahill, a well-known local businessman and auctioneer and publican, someone people greeted by name rather than by accident. He was a man many around Ardara know, not just as a face on Main Street, but someone with ties to community groups and local life. Now, here is where the plot moves. This wasn't a random tragedy. Guards didn't show up, shrug, and say someone should talk to us. Within hours, surveillance, witness statements, and good old police work led to an arrest. A man in his 30s, who is understood to be known to the victim, was picked up at another location not long after guards were first alerted. Here is now being detained under the Criminal Justice Act of 1984, which basically means guards can hold him for questioning as this whole thing really shapes up. Back at the scene, things got serious in a way that makes you feel both relieved and unsettled. The Garda technical review was called in. Forensics specialists, the kind of people who dust for clue, analyze pattern, and look for every microscopic shred of truth the night might have left behind. And because this isn't another case folder, they notified the state office. That's the team that supervises autopsy and helps untangle the exact story of what happened. Guards have also appointed a senior investigating officer, the lead detective whose job is basically figure this out without letting it slip into confusion. There is an accident or incident room opened at Ballishnan Garda Station, a hub where statement, strategy, and timeline get pieced together. Then there is the human side. A family liaison officer has been assigned. That's the guard's way of supporting the victim's family as they deal with grief, questions, and shock. It's an official role, but it's also a deeply human one. It means someone sitting with the family, talking them through the process, offering support, not just paperwork. Now, with the suspect detained and the scene frozen in time for experts to come over, the guards are asking the public for help. If you saw or heard anything unusual that night, a sound in the distance, lights, a vehicle, something that didn't quite fit, that little detail could be the key. They've asked people to get in touch with Ballishnan Garda Station, the Garda Confidential line or any local station. And here is the thing about community impact. Especially in places like Donegal, folks don't just scroll past headlines and keep walking. People here remembered Mr. McCahill as someone who helped others, someone whose handshake was familiar. Neighbors are in shock. Local councillors have spoken of tragic loss and how the community is reeling. Suddenly, cold January morning is marked forever by a life lost and questions left hanging. So, what's really going on? Right now, that's the €1,000,000 question. Maybe not literally, but you know what I mean. The suspect is in custody. The guards have the scene sealed. Experts are digging through evidence, and the family is supported by trained officer. The timeline is still recent, the facts still emerging, and the full story hasn't been laid out publicly yet. This is the kind of case where every detail, a witness, memory, an explained message, a security camera angle, could swing the narrative from confusion into clarity. The guards are methodical, checking every angle, calling it an ongoing investigation, which in Irish police speak means there's still a lot to uncover before any final chapter is written. But for now, in County Donegal, quiet countryside has been touched by tragedy, and the community is holding its breath, hoping for answers, and while we wait with them, we'll keep tracking updates the moment they become public and verified. If you want fast updates on Irish true crime, subscribe. We cover everything from before it hits mainstream headlines. Thank you.